Alright, welcome back everyone to this lesson, and here I'm going to be teaching you how to use the pedal and how much of an improvement it makes to your playing and how nice it is to listen to. This is a very simple thing, but it does take some time to get good with it. So when I say pedal, I'm referring specifically to a sustain pedal. Now, if you're on an acoustic piano, you will either have 2 or 3 pedals, more commonly 3 pedals. The sustain pedal is the one on the furthest right, and that's no matter if you have 2 or 3 pedals. Now, if you have a portable keyboard like this one, in the back of the keyboard, you'll find a large jack plug that will take in a pedal, and the label will be pedal or sustain. Sometimes you're given the pedal with the keyboard, and sometimes you have to buy it separately. Now, if you have a digital piano, then you will likely have a pedal built in, which will look similar to an acoustic pedal. In all cases, you press the sustain pedal down and it's gonna sustain those notes so that you don't have to keep your fingers on them. So for example, if I play this without the pedal, obviously that does that. Now with the pedal, my fingers don't have to be on the piano for them to be sustained. It's as if my fingers are actually still there holding the notes. So I don't need to keep my fingers there. So you can see how it adds this sense of presence to your playing because your notes are being held on for longer. If I play that exact same thing without the pedal, it doesn't have the same effect. Now, you should not use pedal for every single thing, because sometimes you should not use pedal because it's intended that you have that effect of jumpiness, which you can't achieve with a pedal. Now, you may have noticed already, but on the visualizer keyboard above here, you're going to see that the notes are blue when I'm not using the pedal, and the notes are red when I am using the pedal, and it signifies all the notes that are currently held down. So to demonstrate, with the pedal, you can also see the small red dot that's filled in next to sustain, and that tells you if the pedal's on or off. So you can see here, on, off, on, off, on, off. Pay attention to that, especially when you're trying to figure out the timings of the pedal. Now, the most common use for you right now is when you're switching between chords. So for example, I'm going from an F major 7, which is this, and I'm just extending it out, and then to a D minor 7. So you can see the D minor with the 7. Now if I do that with the pedal, when I'm not using the pedal, 2, 3, 4. I have less time. With the pedal, 2, 3, 4. Now, your use of the pedal depends largely on what you're playing. When you're playing chord progressions, you almost always want to take off the pedal and put it back on in between each chord. So for example, if I'm playing this chord progression, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then with the pedal, watch carefully how I use it, and even pay attention to that small red circle that tells you when the pedal is on and when it's off. Now, what a lot of beginners tend to do is they put the pedal on, fine here, they take it off, then they put it back on as they play the next one. And so when you're hearing it fast, the notes seem disconnected. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping the pedal on until just after I've played the next chord, then I remove it and put it back on. And that way it gives the effect of all the notes are connected. So here's what I'm doing. Pedal still on, take it off, and now back on. Okay, so. And that's instead of. Before I give you the exercise so that you can try this on your own, I want you to be aware of how you're actually putting your foot on the pedal. You want to avoid raising your entire leg up and down like this to put it on. You want to actually keep your heel in the same place and use that as like a pivot point so that your front of their foot can go up and down rather than your whole foot coming up and down. This way you have a lot more control over that pedal. So what I'm going to give you is to play F major with the octave and then G major. So just up by 1, A minor up by 1, then up by 2 to C major, back down to F. So all together, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And it's going to repeat those same chords. If you're using the pedal correctly, this is what it should sound like. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Now just start off with no complex rhythms at all and just do that. Hold it down for 4 beats each and then move up. Try to avoid that disconnection between those notes. You're going to avoid those gaps. So you're trying to close those gaps together. By applying this method of pedal work, connect those gaps. Okay, have a go at doing that, and then come back when you feel comfortable with that. Alright, hopefully that was okay for you. And now you can start to do some more complex rhythms. We're just going to keep it fairly simple for now. So I'm going to play it for you without the pedal so you can see exactly what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 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 4. 1. And now with the pedal and slightly faster. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 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 1. So again, you're aiming to close those gaps in between each chord by using the pedal. So before I leave you to practice that, I'm going to show you just the pedal work by saying off, on, off, on. That obviously just means pedal off, pedal on. I'm not going to use any complex rhythms here. I'm just going to play it normally. On, off, on, off, on, off, on. So you're doing it off, on when you play the next chord, not before, because you haven't played the chord yet, you're going to create that gap. And that gap is what you're avoiding for the context of this particular exercise. You can have different pedal methods for different things. So have a go at doing that and then come back when you've got the gist of it. Now don't worry if you feel like you're not comfortable with the pedal yet, because obviously this is not an overnight thing. This definitely strengthens itself over time the more that you use it, even just passively. Even if you don't give it too much focus, it will get better as you play the piano with pedals. So we already know what arpeggios are. They're when you take the triad of a chord and you play them one by one. Or back down. But what if you take that arpeggio and fly it up and down on the piano? Well, here's what that would sound like. That is literally the C major arpeggio going up several octaves and down several octaves. So here's the fingering for it so that you can try playing this. You're going to take the 5, 3, and 1 in your left hand. Then your right hand is going to go the octave above that and play that with 1, 2, and 3. The reason is you want to keep your pinky free to play the top C when you get over there. Right over there. Now, how do you do that transition? Because once you've played, change over here. So you take your left hand in the 5-3-1 and you go over your arm, 5-3-1. And right about when you're done playing that, your right hand comes underneath, 1, 2, 3, 5. So all together a bit faster. Anticipation in this part is very important because otherwise you're going to delay your transition. So watch carefully about when I'm moving my wrists across. It's as soon as I'm done with that hand. I'm not waiting and then doing it. As soon as I'm done with this hand, I'm already moving it. Same with the right hand. So I want you to have a go at practicing that at a steady pace. You can count to yourself 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, or you can use a metronome and set the BPM very slow. So here's what you're doing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1. Pause the video now, have a go at that, and come back when you're ready. So hopefully you should be comfortable with what notes you're actually playing and getting a bit used to moving your wrists over in that sense. Now obviously I'm not expecting perfection here. I'm teaching you how to do it because you'll practice this outside of this lesson and get better at it. So don't hold it against yourself if you can't do it in an amazing sense right now. Now once you reach the top over here, you're keeping your hands in the same place. You're not moving them anywhere. And you come down. Right hand is done, moving it over. 3, 2, 1, 1. I'm always keeping the same finger pattern of 5, 3, 1 in the left hand and 1, 2, 3 in the right hand. And I'm playing it with the 5 when I get over there. So in a more smooth sense, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And now with the pedal. So here is where you get the more graceful sound to it. And it sounds nice because all of those notes that are in harmony with each other, they work with each other, are all sustained in the air. All of those frequencies are harmonizing together and it sounds really nice. For this particular method, you just keep your pedal on the entire time. Now, do not rush the pedal. Only do this when you're comfortable with the technique, until you're quite comfortable actually. Because the reason I delayed teaching you the pedal for so long is for two main reasons. A lot of people jump to it because it instantly makes your music sound better, and they start neglecting the technique and practice you have to do for the actual movements of your fingers. So they get more notes wrong and they develop bad habits. And the second reason is because now their timing and rhythm is probably off. When they're doing chords or arpeggios and they're doing, they may get used to playing the pedal and they just let go completely and they don't hold it for the value that it should have. So only practice with the pedal, this arpeggio, when you're comfortable. You don't have to go that fast, but be at a comfortable pace that you can consistently get the notes right at that good pace. Now you can repeat this in different keys. Obviously we are in C major right now. If we move down to A minor, same finger pattern, 5, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, and then 5 on the end. So with the pedal, you want to generally keep your finger pressure and how hard you're doing it even. So your task is to choose between C major or A minor, or you can make another one completely from yourself. So let's say you wanted to do D major. Same thing, G minor. Whatever you want, but to pick one of these and get very good at it, and then add the pedal and be consistent. Your extension is to be more wary of the pressure and hardness that you're putting into those notes. So if you want this nice gradual swelling to your notes, you can start fairly soft, maybe even a little bit slower, and then gradually get faster and a bit louder, then come down slightly slower and slightly softer. So for example, I'm going to do A minor. That's your extension task, and that is how you use the pedal with chords, arpeggios, and these techniques will largely replicate themselves in most other styles of playing. So good luck, great job, and I'll see you in the next lesson.